but it's just that one thing after another where I'm just like, I, I don't even know what's best for me at
Right.
this point. Let me just get through the day. That's so unhealthy to sometimes think
Some
about.
days are just surviving.
So, Brady, I have a question for you. What's it like when the corn is high, but the chaos is higher?
It's a lot of things, but it's never boring. This is the Farm Wife Files, Life Between the Rows. Okay, we're back. Part 2
We are
of
back.
Catchy. Okay, so when we came out, we were just talking about like how we disconnect a little bit when we get into busy season and how that looks
Yeah.
between our lives. And
Yeah, and there was a point where you and Tyler really just start.
yeah, so okay, well, I'm open about my life. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, it's fine. So anyway, we get into busy season and like as the years go by and then also having kids, like I'm busy too. I used to, I think, probably annoy Tyler because I just missed him. You know, especially if I was just working or then the last couple years before kids, I had my candle business. So I didn't have a 9 to 5 job. I could do whatever I wanted. So there was a lot of days where it was just like downtime for me and he wasn't around. Like it was just a lot of loneliness. And now that's changed to like more exhaustion because I'm just taking care of the kids and trying to get through the day and taking care of the house and whatnot. And then, okay, I'm trying to think. I don't know how much we got planted. I can't remember if all of our corn was in or not. And then we got that rain, was like 80 hundredths or something. So it stopped us for a few days. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I've let Tyler do his thing. I've completely taken care of the household, the kids. Like I've had no expectations of him whatsoever. So hopefully he has seen that and show some appreciation in a way of like, hey, I've got the kids this day, go out and get your nails done or take 2 hours for yourself, like take a break and I'll be there. And that was not the case at all. He still worked the same amount of hours, like trying to get spray stuff ready. And the spray stuff was, and I'm not saying like there was nothing to do on the farm because he loves to put those words in my mouth that, oh yeah, when it rains, you just think there's nothing to do on the farm. I don't think that. I've never thought that. But I do think when it rains, we're able to prioritize the farm a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the farm doesn't need to take first priority this day or for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could say, hey, my wife's been like dying in the trenches with these children, changing poopy diapers all the time. And just, like 2 hours would be nice for her to leave without a child.
Mm-hmm.
But that was not the case. So I was upset. I didn't say anything about it, but I'm passive aggressive queen. I'm working on it. I know that. But for about
I'm not working on it.
Yeah. But for about 3 days, he came home. Are you okay? What's wrong? And then he just would leave it. Probably the 3rd day. Are we going to talk about this? Something is wrong. You're mad. What's wrong? Let's talk about it. I'm like, okay, fine. So then we have but I don't like to talk in front of the kids.
Right.
Because I can be very passionate how I talk when I'm upset.
Yeah.
I just don't go there. So then, we get the kids to bed, whatever, we're sitting down. I was having a glass of wine, trying to read. He's scrolling through TikTok. And finally I'm like, yeah, I'm mad at you. And he's like, yep, I know. Why are you mad at me? So I'm like,
You didn't have to state the obvious.
Yeah. So I told him and we just had a conversation about it. And what really sparked my whole, like, I was just like passive aggressively mean to him the days before was it had rained a little bit more. So on top of the 80 hundredths, we got like another 20 hundredths. So I'm like, okay, surely he can take a little time off from the farm. So I asked him, I'd really like to go get my feet done. Could you watch the kids for 2 hours? And he kind of freaked out about it. And so that just made me like rage.
Mm-hmm.
I was so annoyed. And then, so fast forward to we're having this conversation. And we talk about it. We both tell each other our opinions and our feelings and our thoughts. But at the end of the day, I think that's with all spouses and that comes with age. By the end of that conversation, we didn't agree with each other. We didn't look at each other and say, I'm wrong, I handled this wrong, I think you're right. We both still, and probably now to this day, think that we are both in the right. But we have to still, as spouses, come to some sort of conclusion. Like, okay, for myself, as your wife, I need to get over the fact that you are not good about being thoughtful, like, on your own. So I need to get over the fact of, like, it's okay if I just ask, hey, I would like to go get my nails done. What day works for you? And then Tyler needs to work on, okay, my wife has done XYZ. I can take a 2-hour break from the farm, so this day would work. Instead of having all these expectations in our head of the type of spouse we want them to be. So that's just been a learning curve. Helpful through the busy season, but like, here we are. We've been together for a decade and we're still doing it. Like, we're still having those disagreements and those false expectations that we hope are upheld. So I don't know. I don't know if you can relate. I don't know, like, what your thoughts on that, or if you and Cody struggle with that.
I don't know if, because obviously we don't have the kids, but those are the types of conversations that we have had in the past where it's, okay, if we do have kids,
Right,
when we have
kids,
who is going to pick up the kid from daycare?
yeah,
Because I'm sending them to daycare, and it's, okay, if I want to go get my nails done, but you have something that you know that you have to get done at the farm, like, am I going to feel guilty to go get my nails done?
Right.
Like, I still need to be able to do things, but I also understand that Cody works all day and he still has his own farm to do.
Yes.
And so it's like, I don't want to take away from that.
It's trying to find that line of, like, the farm obviously it takes priority over everything, no matter what. It always does. And it should, because the farm provides. That's why we get to live the way that we live. And also we love it. Like, we're very prideful. We love to do it. We're glad we get to do it. But also, where's the line of, like, we're at a point in a season, or we're at a point as far as work that needs to be done, that we can say, okay, we can take a little bit of a break and we can prioritize family, or we can prioritize friends or extended family, or whatever the case may be. Like,
Right.
I think we're still trying to find that.
I agree. And I don't know if I will ever be able to say, like, we 100% figured it out.
I know, right?
Because
there's always going to be something else to.
Well, life changes.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as, Taylor gets old enough to go
I was gonna
play
say
soccer.
sports.
Yeah.
We're going to have sports next.
But there was a TikTok that I was watching, and it was about I think it was like the aunt, like the true aunt, where it's like, I want your kids' soccer schedules and all of this stuff. I
yes.
might not go to every single
sent
one
me
of
that.
them, but I want to, go
Yes.
do that. Or it's like, Brooke and I just had this conversation where she was like, if we have to get up and go, because Hadley, their youngest, was having some health issues and hopefully has not been figured out, but she was just like, well, what do I do about Watson? I said, you call me at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I said, my phone is always on, but you call me. I said, and I know sometimes you call me, I decline it, or I can't answer. I said, if you call me back a second time, that's always our code.
We don't have an unspoken double call rule.
Right.
Between any of our friends, or like even Tyler. Like,
Right.
he knows if he's busy doing something and I call and he hangs up because he's like greasing or whatnot. If I call immediately again, he's taking gloves off, putting the grease gun down, and he's answering.
Right. And that's where I was just like, you call me back a second time. I said, I will be there. And it's just that, like, you just have to have that community of people.
It takes a village.
Yeah. And it's like going back to last episode, we talked about how your sister came over. It doesn't even have to be our spouse sometimes, but especially when we have the respect that our spouse has something to do and that it is important and that we understand the importance of it. But to have those other people in our lives to also be like, to call on, to be like, I need to get out of this house, to get away from these children before the children end up on this supper plate. And
I will say that is one thing I feel like I've done better this season, is I think I used to think Tyler's in a busy season, so I have to suffer.
Right.
Which that's not the case. Yes, I miss my husband. Yes, it sucks he's not here. Yes, the days are long and exhausting, but I don't have to suffer. I don't want to look at it in that light of, like, negativity. And so that's why finally, which, like, the last long day, which I guess today, hopefully we get done spring, but yesterday, like, one of the last long days, I finally, like, texted my sister and asked for help. And I'm like, why did I wait that long?
Right.
Like, why?
But it's also okay. So, like, if I was on the receiving end and I couldn't do it, like, at that moment, granted, you worded it, like, what does it work best for you?
Yes.
I could be like, "Okay, well, this day, this day, this day." Or not even that, but Tyler said, "Do you guys really have to record on Saturday?
Yeah.
Because
the
Sunday
wind.
would work better for me because I can't spray on
Yeah.
Sunday because of the wind," or whatever. And it was just like, so you text me, you were like, "Can you?" And I was just like, "Well, I can, but I would have to move my stuff
Yes.
around."
And that's why I text you, like, that's fine if you can't. I don't want you to have to move your stuff. But and that's kind of like, I think as a mom, you get that like line of like relying on people. So it's
Mhm.
like, okay, I know Tyler can't, so I need to see what Addie's schedule is, and then I'll see if Renee could watch the kids.
Right.
And then, then you just go down the line of people or like plans or you know,
Right.
option A, B,
Yeah.
C, D.
Yeah. And it was like, and I think my response is like, well, yes, I could do it on Sunday. I can move some things around. I don't want to like inconvenience you guys
Right.
for it because I know the farm is important. But here it is, like, it's like, am I gonna inconvenience myself
Right.
from just so I'm putting like the farm first? Like,
Right.
I'm making that decision. And so sometimes I feel that guilt where I'm like, I know the farm is important and I know why it's important that
Well,
we're
you even
doing it.
texted that.
Yeah.
That's just what's so refreshing about our friendship. But
Yeah. And that's where it's like, okay, I know that I'm not going to be the number one priority in this aspect of things. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to degrade my priorities or
Right,
like what
exactly.
I need as a priority
Yes.
just because
And
I
that was
know.
exactly why I said I don't want you to have to drive up double because you shouldn't have to.
And I mean, I totally would have.
I know.
And I said that. I said, I totally will. But it's just like, it works out perfect that I can
Yes.
come up this afternoon. We can get 2 events done. We have podcasts and we have our book club. And then Sunday, I can do whatever I need to get done on Sunday. And so whether that means going to Des Moines, Iowa to go pick up a couch, or if that means going to Omaha to go see my mom, like,
Yeah.
or that means
Whatever
moving
you want.
moving my brother into an apartment.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that works. But it's just that one thing after another where I'm just like, I don't even know what's best for me at
Right.
this point. Let me just get through the day. That's so unhealthy to sometimes think
Some
about.
days are just surviving.
I know.
But I don't know. I do really feel like it's just a switch in your mindset because, I mean, even back with, wanting to do the full like my own acres and stuff, that was so nice to just. I had such an outlook on. I had such anger and frustration towards my spouse because it's like I have all this on my plate. Like with the house, it's the kids and the dishes and the laundry and the bills and the books and just everything. And whenever I thought about Tyler and his duties, it was just the farm. So now knowing what I know, it's not just the farm. He's got all this, he's got, chemical and fungicide stuff he's going to do. And what's he want to put in the soil before we even get to putting what kind of seed we're going to put in it? Like, and then he's doing all this work. Is it even worth it? Because are we going to have rain?
Right.
Are we going to have hail take it out in the end of June?
Right.
Like so I think that has been really nice change of mindset that it's not just the farm. There is so many entities within that he's having to make really big decisions and really having a mental toll on himself because he has to think, are these the right decisions I'm making? As am I here at the house. But then same like going into busy season as far as like, I've just changed the mindset as to Tyler's not an option as far as helping with the kids, and that's okay. He is extremely busy. Like he is trying to make sure he gets our money put into the ground so that we can have it come fall. And so just, reaching out to my sister, reaching out to Renee before I even ask him. I've had all of Branson's PT appointments. And so I've been able to do that when Taylin goes to daycare on Mondays. But if there's something I don't have or I can't schedule on a Monday, I call Renee. Because it's like, if I can just take that off of his plate, that he already has all these things on his mind to do, then I'm happier to do that. And I think it helps our relationship because Tyler's not feeling pulled. He's like, I can just focus on farm right now.
Do you feel like sometimes, and I am very guilty of this, so I'm curious if you feel like Tyler's guilty of it. You have all these things on your plate, and when something else gets added to your plate that you need to put as a priority because your wife told you to, or for example, like work put another thing on my plate and I need to prioritize this because of the impact that it has. But I'm not my best self and I don't do the best job that I can be because I'm so stressed about getting my other to-do list that I already had put in my head. Do you feel like Tyler sometimes struggles with like staying home with the kids, even though, let's say you had to take Branson to his PT appointment, he needs to watch Taylin because Renee is out of town or something like that. Like there's no one other than Tyler to take care of Taylin at that point. Do you feel like he is 100% invested into Taylin at that time, or do you feel like he's so amped up about trying to get back out into the field or do something on the farm?
This is not going to be a diss at him, but we just really haven't had that scenario
Okay.
because I just like,
You just figured it out before it needed
yeah,
to be him.
yeah, or I make it work.
Yeah.
Like if I need to take Taylor to a doctor's appointment with Branson, like we'll just all go before I like inconvenience Tyler. But also like that's also for myself too. Like I don't want people on here listening like, wow, she really caters so the foreman or husband can do whatever. Like I want my husband home. Like I want you in the field. I mean, I was kind of irritated. There was a day that we didn't have any of the hires, which is Cody. He can hear that I was irritated with him, but I just didn't understand why they did it that way. None of the hired guys worked on a Saturday, so all we did was spray. It's a beautiful day and not one seed got planted.
Yeah.
And that irritated me, and I had to remind myself, like, everybody else has life. Like, we're still early in the season. It's fine.
Well, and it's also a Saturday, too. Like,
exactly.
I mean, it's not harvest.
I know. And in my mind, I'm like, I would just rather, like, burden myself busier, make myself busier, so that gets done so he can be home quicker. And I know you kind of get like that during harvest too.
Absolutely.
But it's just, yeah, I don't know. So I will say there was when it rained and Tyler was home, that first day he was back after a really long stint, it was rough with Taylor.
Yeah.
Just, he had no patience. Every little thing she did, he was just on edge. And that's just not being with her and around her a lot. And I think you kind of get accustomed to their behavior and your patience. You get a lot more patience the longer you're with them. And so that was a frustrating day, but I really just had to bite my tongue and remind myself, like, he's been in his own farm world. Like, he hasn't been in the chaos of toddlerhood and parenthood. And then there was one day we never go ride the first couple days of planting because we're trying to get the quirks out, trying to get the planter set. And but we haven't rode ever in the first couple days with kids just because even when Tyler and I were dating, I made that mistake and I'm like, I won't be doing that again.
No.
Tyler was not his best self.
No.
And so we went out like a week after they had started, or no, probably not a week, 4 or 5 days. And Tyler was just still in his, like, go, 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 like, every second counts, irritable, doesn't know why this is taking so long mood. And I just wanted to get a family picture. You know, it's planting season Branson has never got to ride or anything. So that was important for me. He was just a grouch the whole time. And then he was very irritable the whole time we were riding. And, you know, there's 4 of us. So, like, I'm on the ground with Branson. And Taylin's in the buddy seat, and between the buddy seat, and then sitting up top on where the tire thing is. So she's just going back and forth. She wants some snacks, like, and he was just not a great dad. Like, he's always a good dad, but, like, he was not his best dad self because he was just so amped up about planting. So we only stayed for like half an hour. But then I told him, I'm like, you are a grouch. Like, that's not fun. I said, you told us to come out. I asked and you told us to come out. Next time, just tell us, like, today's not a good day.
Right.
Because I would much rather us just skip the day and then we can come back instead of Taylin seeing you, like, because she doesn't get to see you a lot. So those 30 minutes, like, she got to see dad be really grouchy and not fun dad.
Right.
And, like, that's not fun for her. And it wasn't fun for me or anybody. So we had that conversation. And then after that, you know, it was fine. We went and rode as a family in the sprayer a couple days ago, and it was, Taylor had her meltdowns per usual, but it was enjoyable.
Good.
So, you know, we're just every season and phase of life, I feel like it's just always changing, and we're just relearning it constantly.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you get it down, and then it's like, nope, actually, we're gonna switch this up, or this is gonna be different, or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. Also, just like the loneliness of the season, and I know we've had an episode of like the harvest bubble. I feel like it's just a busy season bubble.
I know.
Because I texted you when
I literally have the text messages up. You texted me at like 9 o'clock in the morning and you said, hi, which, okay, 9 o'clock in the morning, Brady is usually like all business. Like it's more of like, hey, I have this and this. These are the questions that I have.
Yeah,
respond when you.
Not the wildest, but like I'm just.
Like, it's not usually like a nonchalant conversation. And when we do have a conversation, it's usually over the phone. But you text me at 9 o'clock in the morning and it was, hi, just to check in. How are you doing? How's work? I think I'm ready for planting to be over. And then you put an LOL after it. And my response was completely candid. I was just like, I'm barely hanging on.
I didn't expect anything different though.
No, like if you knew everything going on in the life right now, it was like, I'm truly barely hanging on. And so I said like this and this happened, blah, 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 blah. And at the very end, I was just like, Cody hasn't put the AC unit in our house right now, so I'm dying. Yeah, he finally did.
Good.
But I ended the thing, and I'm going to drop the F-bomb here because this is completely candid. I said, and planting fucking sucks. I was just over it. Like,
yeah.
that was just the candid, like, complete conversation that I was having. And it was just, I felt like one thing after another, after another, after another. And it was just like all piling up on me. And so that one little text, like, as much as me just like rationalizing it out loud and like texting it back out loud, it was so like relieving for me to be like, oh wow, yeah, no, there is a lot. I can feel the way I can feel the way that I'm feeling, and it's not like not warranted.
Look back.
It's so funny.
What I said. This season just honestly sucks. I rode in the tractor once for 15 minutes with both kids. Like, I just don't feel like, gosh, I say like all the time. I just don't feel like I've gotten any enjoyment or my ag passion fulfilled this season. Definitely feel like I'm not being helpful to Tyler in any sort of way.
Yeah. I said, I also agree with the non-helpfulness. I feel like I'm adding to Cody's plate, but at the same time, I don't know how else to get things done.
To read our text to our husband because we do actually care and like we do feel bad.
I know. Cody was just like, what are you doing tomorrow, as in today? I said, oh, I'm going up to record the podcast. And he was like, oh, so you can talk with Brady about me all day? And I was just like, sure, if that's what you want to think, sure.
Crap on you so much, you gotta listen to the podcast.
So yeah, but you end up saying,
oh, yes, here, I did good here.
Yeah.
I said, yes, same here. It's hard to find the middle ground of respecting that it's their busy season and not wanting to add stress. But also, you're a part of this family, and there are things I need help with, too.
It was good. I mean, it was fun to, like, just have that conversation and just, like...
little check-in with each other.
Well, yeah, and it's not only that, but I loved that our relationship was like that, but then also I'm like, as I'm typing this stuff out, like, typing it out, I'm like... okay, yeah, no, there is a lot going on, and the way that I'm feeling or internalizing everything is like completely normal, and it's completely valid.
Just to get it out of our mind, I think it at least makes me feel better.
Right? Yeah, I agree.
And it's nice. Just our friendship is we can be completely candid, even if we're like world on fire, like everything's bad mood. If we can text that way, we can still be like, yeah, I get you. Like it sucks. Like
right. Or
I may not be in it with you, or I may not like relate to whatever it is you're going through right now, but like, I get it. You're valid and like feel the way you feel. And it's okay.
What I really enjoy about the friendships that like you and I have, but there's other people also where I'm going to validate your feelings, but if I'm not going to validate your feelings, I'm telling you I'm not validating your feelings because you're in the wrong.
Yes.
And like, yeah, that might hurt to hear, like, as, like, it's like, "Okay, nope, you are being the little cray cray right now,"
I would
like
much rather, there's been so many times in scenarios I've been like, Addie, read this. Did I take this wrong? Am
Right.
I reacting too harshly? Like, and I think everybody in their life needs a friend like that.
Yeah, and it's again, you do it with me, I do it with you. But there's also, like, Aaron, for example, I would be like, "Okay, did you see this?" Or, and it's completely, like, not even, like, our friend group related, just, like, a different friend group or whatever, and she was just like, "Yeah, I also saw that, like, what is that about?" And I was just like, "Okay, I'm glad that you thought that,"
It
like
wasn't to me.
yeah, and it and then I was guilty of this morning too, where I was just like, "Did you see XYZ on social media today or yesterday?" And you were like, "No," and then I catch myself, like, in this, like, gossip-ish
Oh, I
stage, and
know.
it's like
I'm trying to not eat it.
I know, and it's just like, "Nope, I need to do it," but then I go on the other side, and I'm like, "I know it's not godly of me to, like, gossip and, like, to put myself in that situation," but it's also like, "But this is really bothering me, and I don't know why it's bothering me, but it's bothering me."
Well, and I think a beauty about our relationship too is because I think when I'm trying to be like God centered and I'm trying to help fellow believers
Mhm.
in their faith journey, it's nice that I could look at you and say, I agree. I see why you're feeling the way you are, but God asks us to be gracious and
Yeah,
we should not judge.
I know,
And instead of you looking at me and been like, shut up,
yeah,
like, and gossip with me, judge with me, you're like, thank you. I
yeah.
needed to hear that.
Well, and it
Thank you.
was just, like, literally that happened
Mhm.
just before we came down here because I was just like, "I'm feeling this way, and I
Yes.
don't understand why it goes like this," and you were like, "Addie, it's okay to feel that way. You're allowed to feel that way," and then I, like, said another thing, and you were like, "Yeah, but, remember, God tells us to be." I was just like, "You literally just told me that I'm okay to feel this way, Brainy." Like, I'm like, "Why are you making this confusing?" But, like so, like, I'm like, "Yes, you are right."
Hard is not so hard. Because I struggle too. Like, I get in the middle of gossip and I'm like, zip your lip.
I know,
Like,
and I feel like you have done really well at that, and it's like,
thank you. 'Cause I really have been like actively trying.
yeah, and it's like pushed on me where I'm like, "Okay, nope, you're right. I still have the feelings, and it's okay that I have
Yeah.
these feelings, but I might not say them out loud." Like, it's just like, I
Yeah.
don't know what that looks
Or like
like.
sometimes I'm like, is it gossip? Like, if these things are happening to me and I'm just like relaying them, is that gossip? But then I'm like, if I'm feeling convicted about it, it's probably gossip. Or it's probably something like if you have that feeling of conviction, it's probably something you shouldn't be doing.
Yes. Yes.
See what I'm saying there though?
Yeah, and I struggle with that because it's like some love thy neighbor and,
Yes,
like,
yeah.
pour into others, like,
Above
spread
all else, he asks us to love one another.
right, and so, like, I want to love these people, and just because I'm, like, quote, unquote, "gossiping" does not mean that I don't love them, but at the same time, I'm like, I really need to put myself in that situation where it's like, "Okay, no, I really do need to stop, like, talking about them, whether I consider that gossiping or not, something is still bothering me about it, and, what that situation is. It could be they bought a puppy, and I don't think that they're ready for a puppy. Is that gossip? Maybe.
Or just your opinion.
Right, like, that's where I
Right.
struggle, where I'm like, "Is it gossip or is it an opinion of mine?" And I
Or
think
also like your own health.
right.
Is it really like, is there some situations I'll find myself, I'm like, why am I stewing over this so much?
Mhm.
Like, okay, it's been days, sometimes even weeks. Why are you still like thinking about this and playing this through your mind? Like, let it be.
Right.
Like, rid yourself of this because it's not good for you to be
Well
thinking about it 24/7.
well, and that's the other thing is, like, when you say your health, at it might just be easier for me to talk about it to a trusted person that I
Right.
know is gonna be like, "No, you're
Yes.
in the wrong. Stop." Like, you know? So it's like, okay, 'cause I know that if I don't say something about it to a trusted person or something like that, I'm gonna stew on it, and then I'm gonna keep thinking about it, and
Yep.
it's gonna keep bothering me, and then I'm gonna have, like, more like, a hatred is not the right word, but I'm gonna have, like, more, like, negative
Yes.
maybe negative feelings
We've
towards
had
that
this
person.
conversation before where it's like, okay, I feel like it's different when if I'm feeling upset or irritated about something, I can come to you and it's a safe space where it's not going to leave that space. It's
Right.
never going to get back to those ears that I'm talking about to hurt their feelings.
Right.
Whereas there has been many situations where people are gossiping or people are ranting and about me or things that I've done, and it's gotten back to me and it's really hurting my feelings.
Right.
That's fine. At the end of the day, if you don't agree with something that I've done and you want to rant about it or get it off your chest, really, I can, you're allowed to do that, but like, don't have it get back to me if it's hurtful.
Right.
Because I think that's where the line is of ridding yourself of it, getting that off your chest, but it not getting to that other person and like hurting people.
Yep. Yeah. I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
It's just a tough thing to do. Yeah. But going back to just having like good friendships and good people around, and like it's okay to check in on people, and it's okay to just send like a little like, hey, thinking about you. You don't have to have like this whole conversation about putting in the AC unit. Something like that.
You can if you
want. But it's like, it's so refreshing having those relationships in my life that I can trust, and I can go to this person and I can have this candid conversation and not necessarily feel judged, or I can have these conversations and I trust the person to give me their 100% honest feedback. And that's where it's like, I don't want to have a conversation just for them to be like, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, whatever. I want to have these conversations that they truly are invested in me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time having the conversation.
Well, and I do think too, like, especially just in adulthood, and we're just, like, we're in different stages of life, but still with our ages, like, we're just, like, fully formed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We're not high schoolers anymore, like, in that awkward phase. We're not in college, like, still trying to find ourselves. Like, we became friends when we were already established,
formed,
we were already ourselves, when we were already, and then we still had that connection of, we didn't have to like morph into each other. We just truly appreciated each other how we are.
Yeah. And there's some great friendships that I still have that they saw me from the time that I was wearing a training bra to the time that I'm wearing a bra right now. Like, like there's those relationships that you build as a younger self that you like form and you develop, and they're growing with you and they're going through these life changes with you. But then there's the other side of friendship where it's like, you are an adult, you are a formed human that has formed hobbies and likes and interests and all of these things and
dislikes.
Right. And you just find those people, and both friendships offer great things, but it's like that second, the adult friendships that you have, they offer me something a little bit more different than what I would consider like a childhood friend.
I think so
would.
Too, yeah.
And that's not a negative towards the childhood friend, because the childhood friend offers different things. They offer history compared to an adult. So, yeah, I think it's important to have all the different types of friendships just to like touch in that isn't your spouse
well, and
either.
I think too, like, just beyond that, also just the relatability of like our husbands being farmers. It's just a niche that if you're not in it, you don't get it. And that's not a dig at anybody. Like, I hope everybody can get it. Like, because I do love it, but there are parts that are freaking hard.
Yeah.
And lonely and exhausting. But also like the farm life can be so beautiful and prideful and, I don't know, just joyous. It's a life that not a lot of people live, and it's hard, but we keep doing it. Tyler grew up in it, and he still was like, I want to be a farmer.
Right.
Same with Cody. He grew up in it and saw the hard and still was like, I want to farm.
Well, and we could say that with any profession too.
Yeah.
Like, we resonate with farming as it, but, you could take NFL wives.
Yeah.
For example, like, they could be
but
like...
being able to get together as friends and talk about that.
Right.
And be able to be like, I didn't check. Planting sucks. You're like, yeah, it does. It freaking sucks.
Quote. Or use the FU word instead of the censored version. But
just, like I said, nothing against people that don't farm, but it's just, you talk to another friend that isn't married to a farmer, like, they can validate your feelings, but they can't relate to your feelings.
Right.
Of like, yes, I've been in those shoes. I'm with you. I'm in the trenches with you. It sucks.
Yeah. Like, it's okay to feel the way that you're feeling. That's one of my, like, favorite things. I've been saying it to my mom. I'm like, you're allowed to have these feelings. She's like, one time I think she was annoyed with me when I said that. And she's like, I know, you say it to me all the time. And I was just like, well, it's okay to have the feelings that you're having.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, we're living. We're getting through.
Yeah. Yep.
We're getting through the busiest part of it, and on to Holland Green.
But the next busy season, which is going to be here in just a few short months. Hopefully we don't have to have a ton of irrigation, but we have it. We should use the technology where we can.
Yeah, that is a really good way to put it. Like, there's a lot of people that do not. I mean, on your faces way, you guys do not have a lot of irrigated stuff. So we need to be thankful that we are able to run it, that we're able to give it to our crops so that they can prosper in.
Yep.
And grow fully.
Yep. I just like that. What I just said out loud just brought me back to the episode that we just released. So this is coming a few weeks later, obviously, but we were talking about Scrunchy Moms and all the labels, and it was just like one of the labels was you use technology, you use whatever's quickest. Like, that's totally me, where I'm like, give me what works the best, because I don't have enough time to do all of XYZ. And so it's like, I should be thankful for these busy seasons, because I know that it's not the same in every single place in America or even the world in general. There's a Bible verse that
you found a really good one.
Yeah, so we're trying to implement a Bible verse in some of our episodes, hopefully all of our episodes at some point when we remember to do it. But the Bible verse that I wanted to bring up right now was 1 Corinthians 3:7. And it's, so neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. And so one of the things, so I'm going to let Brady talk about the farming side of kind of what resonated with her, because we had this conversation before. Well,
I just think I think that's the beauty of the Bible.
Yes.
I mean, I'm in a couples Bible study, and just like all the different views that you can get from one verse.
Right.
Like, it's really nice to be with fellow believers and just have that open conversation and hear each other's thoughts. And so from that, it's a nice reminder as somebody who really loves to be like all in with the farm and helpful and running equipment and running people around. I've had to take a step back from that, but it doesn't mean that what I'm doing isn't valid. So I may not be like in the planter planting, or I may not be running the seed caddy around, but like raising the babies and taking care of the house, that's what my husband needs right now. And that's still getting the crop in. That's still pushing our farm forward.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it is to me. That's a good reminder for me.
Yeah.
This season was a little bit hard as far as I'm just told I'm not being, I mean, that text I sent you, I just don't feel like I'm being helpful to Tyler.
Right. And I think with the non-farm, like, you kind of immediately went to the farming side of it, because, and this verse makes sense, but then I kind of like took a step back and I looked at it like, okay, I could hustle, I could grind, I could stress all of these things, but ultimately it is in God's hands. So like, I just need to take a step back, only focus on what is in my hands, and let God figure out everything else, and I'm just going to follow his path. So
and as type A people, that's hard.
Yeah. Yep.
It's really hard to just turn it over and say, okay, here you go, God. I'm letting you have it, because I just trying to hang on to all that is so heavy.
Well, you don't have to carry the pressure of the outcome today.
Right. Yeah.
Like just give in, let go, let God, like, and that I think that's the beauty of it. And yeah, so
that was a really good one.
I liked that Bible verse for sure.
It has been fun to just like read one verse and then
like debrief about it. Yes. Not do like a full devotion, but like a mini devotion. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that wraps this one up, but we will see you guys next week.
See you next week.
They say a farmer's work is never done. Well, neither is ours. Come back next week for a new episode of Life Between the Rows.